In the heart of the Middle East, surrounded by some of the most turbulent lands on earth, lies a small, remarkably stable desert kingdom of breathtaking ancient wonders, Jordan. Home to around 11 million people, it holds within its borders a rose-red city carved into the rock, an otherworldly desert of towering sandstone, and the very lowest point on the entire surface of our planet. It is a land of deep Bedouin hospitality and proud history, and in 2026, this kingdom reached its first ever World Cup. This is Jordan, seen from above. Welcome to Aerial Atlas. Jordan covers around 89,000 square kilometers, and most of it is desert, a vast, dry plateau stretching east towards Iraq and Saudi Arabia. But in the west, where the land rises into cooler highlands, lies the fertile heart of the country, where most people live. Down its western edge runs the Great Jordan Rift Valley, carrying the Jordan River into the Dead Sea. And at its very southern tip, Jordan touches the warm waters of the Red Sea, at its single coastal city, Aqaba. Jordan's crown jewel is one of the most spectacular sights on earth, Petra. More than 2,000 years ago, a remarkable people called the Nabateans carved an entire city directly into towering rose-colored sandstone cliffs. Approach through a long, narrow canyon called the Siq, it suddenly opens onto the treasury, an immense temple facade hewn from solid rock. Petra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. A place that feels almost too incredible to be real. And then there is Wadi Rum, the Valley of the Moon. This is a vast, silent desert of red sand and colossal sandstone mountains that rise like islands from the dunes. A landscape so alien and beautiful that it has stood in for the surface of Mars in countless films. For thousands of years, it has been the home of the Bedouin, the desert nomads, and it was here that Lawrence of Arabia rode during the Great Arab Revolt. To camp here beneath the stars is to feel very small and very alive. Jordan is also home to one of the strangest places on the planet, the Dead Sea. Lying more than 400 meters below sea level, its shore is the lowest point on the entire surface of the earth. Its water is so extraordinarily salty that nothing can live in it, and so dense that swimmers simply float effortlessly on the surface. For thousands of years, people have come to coat themselves in its famous black mineral mud, said to be wonderful for the skin. This has always been a land at the crossroads of history. This is biblical territory, where, from Mount Nebo, Moses is said to have looked out over the promised land. The Romans built great cities here, and at Jerash stand the magnificent ruins of one of the best preserved Roman provincial cities anywhere in the world, with its grand colonnaded streets and towering temples. Caliphates, crusaders, and the Ottoman Empire all left their mark on this ancient soil. The capital, Amman, is a city of contrasts. It is ancient, the Romans knew it as Philadelphia, and its hilltop citadel still looks down over the modern city. But most of Amman is new, a sprawling, bustling metropolis of pale limestone buildings spread across a series of steep hills. It is a thoroughly modern Middle Eastern capital, where ancient ruins and gleaming new districts sit side by side. Jordan is a constitutional monarchy, ruled by the Hashemite royal family, who trace their lineage all the way back to the Prophet Muhammad. Founded as an independent kingdom in 1946 and led today by King Abdullah II, Jordan has earned a reputation as a remarkable island of calm. Surrounded by conflict on almost every side, it has remained for decades one of the most stable and moderate nations in the entire region, an oasis of peace in a difficult neighborhood. And that stability has made Jordan a place of extraordinary generosity. Over the decades, the kingdom has opened its doors to enormous numbers of refugees fleeing war, Palestinians, Iraqis, and especially Syrians. For its modest size and limited resources, Jordan hosts one of the largest refugee populations per person of any country on earth. It is a heavy burden, carried with a deep sense of duty and the famous hospitality of its people. That hospitality is the very heart of Jordanian culture. Rooted in ancient Bedouin tradition, a guest here is sacred, welcomed with endless small cups of cardamom-scented Arabic coffee and sweet tea. The national dish is mansaf, tender lamb slow-cooked in a tangy sauce of dried fermented yogurt, piled over rice and flatbread, and traditionally eaten together by hand from one great shared platter. There's hummus, falafel, and to finish, the glorious cheese-filled pastry, nefe. For all its ancient wonders, Jordan is a young and modern nation, with one of the most highly educated populations in the Arab world. It has few natural resources of its own, no great rivers of oil like its neighbors. And so it has invested instead in its people, in education, in tourism, and in technology, carving out a quiet, resilient prosperity in a part of the world where that is no small achievement. And then in 2026 came a moment of pure national joy through football. Jordan's national team, known as the Nashama, a word that means chivalry and gallantry, had been steadily rising, reaching the final of the Asian Cup. And then they did what no Jordanian team had ever done before. They qualified for the World Cup, for the very first time in the kingdom's history. For a proud nation of 11 million, it was a dream finally come true. A small desert kingdom of rose-red cities, Martian valleys, and ancient history, an island of calm and generosity at the crossroads of the world. That was Jordan from above. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe. Here on Aerial Atlas, we fly over a new country every day.